Hello, class. Dr. Janie. I just decided to do a video with you guys for this week's discussion question instead of typing in a whole bunch of stuff because you guys have a lot of stuff to read this week in your discussions. You've done a great job so far in your posts and your responses to one another and your discussions on motivation. A couple of things I want to talk about with motivation. On the flip side of motivation, you guys have talked about all of the positive aspects of motivation. When we look at extrinsic motivation, think also about the negative way to motivate, and that is through punishment. If you have someone who cannot seem to get their themselves to work on time, sometimes you have to use punitive measures by writing them up or suspending them or whatever. So there's also a negative side. Fix this camera a little bit. Negative side to motivation, in addition to the positive side. And each piece plays a role. If your child misbehaves, you motivate them to behave by putting them in timeout, right? If my dog misbehaves, I have my ways of taking care of my dog. And now I don't hit my dogs and I don't punish them that way, but they know when I get annoyed with them. Anybody, we get punished. If I am motivated to drive the speed limit, if I receive a speeding ticket, and that's $400 out of my pocket that I really don't have, and I really don't care to give to. The last one was to the city of Slidell, and I really didn't like having to give them $400 out of my pocket for doing like 22 and a 20. That was really annoying. So you can see I'm telling you about it. It's been a long time, but I was motivated to follow the speed limit in a negative fashion. Okay, sorry about the little pause there. Coco decided he wanted to wrestle with his sister, so they all went outside to go play. And you guys can see I don't even have makeup on. I'm truly, truly in shelter at home state. So y'all have to take me as I am. Anyway, so punitive measures also work as motivation. Want to say that about it. There are also times you talked about extrinsic, and you guys were really good about noticing and stating and pulling out of the readings that extrinsic motivations, such as money, are usually short-term. They don't stick for the long haul in the long run. And you can give someone a pay raise this week, and they will have forgotten about it 2 weeks from now when the prices go up. So when they spend it or they buy something new, they go and buy a new car. Now they got a car note, and that raise is long gone. You get your income tax return, and you got that money, and you're really motivated, and you feel good, and it's gone. First of the year comes, you join the gym, and you are going to go to the gym. You are going to work out. I am going to go to Zumba. I am going to go to Groove. I am going to go do body combat. I'm going to do this, do that. And by February the 15th, Mardi Gras rolls around, and we're all eating king cake, and I am no longer motivated to go to the gym because I'm just eating a big old piece of king cake. Yeah. So short-term motivation. What creates motivation in the long haul, as you guys have noticed, is intrinsic. What about non-paid activities? Why are we motivated to do things like playing video games? People spend hours at a time sitting in front of a screen playing a video game, and you'll see them with the phone. Right here, my phone, right here, my hand. Playing with the game. What is it about those things that motivate us? I'll give you a story. I love my little stories. I'll give you a story about bowling. I was part of a bowling league right after Katrina. Right before Katrina. I guess it was before Katrina. Yeah, before Katrina. And see, that's the mark of time, Katrina. And I was in the league with 3 other ladies, and we had another friend of ours who was a substitute. We were not very good. The best bowler on the team, probably her average was about 110, 120. The rest of us were down in the double digits. But we had really high handicaps because we bowled so poorly. So we were the bottom of the league, and our team name was the Gutter Balls. And all the teams loved to bowl against us because they knew they were going to win. However, when we had a bowl against the best team in the league, the Fireballs, which were a bunch of good-looking firemen, guess who ended up winning? We did, because our handicaps canceled out their high scores. Even though they were bowling almost perfect games, our handicaps were so high, we won the game. They were so mad at us. They were so mad. So what caused us to go to the bowling alley every Sunday night? Well, it's because we enjoyed it. We enjoyed being with each other and hanging around, drinking some beer and bowling and having a good time. Those guys were serious. They had different motivation than we had as the Gutter Balls. And we were just happy to pay our little money and have our little good time and sit and talk and laugh. And half the time we couldn't remember whose turn it was to bowl, and we'd be out of order. And they get really mad at us then, and we get yelled at for cheating and all kinds of stuff. But anyway, so we were motivated because we were having fun with one another. That's what motivated us. So when you think of motivation, there's a couple of different aspects to it. Yes, you guys have hit on it correctly. Intrinsic does have a better way of sticking with people and creating long-term change than extrinsic. There are some people who you are not going to be able to motivate. They are disengaged. They don't want to do it, or they're doing it for the wrong reason. Doing it because someone else is asking them to do it, because they have to do it, because they're forced to do it. You're not going to get a lot of motivation. They're going to get to the bare standard. They meet the standard. And this is another piece that I want to talk about very quickly. Performance evaluations. And I have a hard time with them myself. So the last performance evaluations I did, the scores came out where a 50 was meet standards. Most people meet the standard in their job. Maybe 10% to 15% are going to be exceed standards. Let's just face it, that's the way it is. And you're going to have a low percent on not unacceptable. And those are the people you're going to put on a work improvement plan. And that's a form of motivation in itself. But the majority of employees are in the middle, in that middle. And even statistically, bell curve, you have 99% of people are going to be within plus or minus 3 standard deviations. That's just the way statistics work. And then the majority are going to be in the middle. You know, the infamous bell curve, and people talk about grading on the curve. People are on the curve. That's just the way life works. And the normal curve, that's how it works. Well, when people saw a 50 on their performance evaluations, they were very upset, because to them, a 50 was what? Failing. It was a product of the way the evaluation was set up. People who come to work regularly, do their work, do it efficiently, but are not going to set the world on fire, where are they going to fall in that curve? All of us are going to fall in that curve, usually. People are going to fall on the far end are people like Stephen Hawking and, you know, the Bill Gates of the world and the Steve Jobs of the world. They're way out on that curve. And there's some people on the other end of the curve, but the majority of us are going to be in the middle of that curve. So it's finding what motivates the people in the middle of the curve and helping them to move up a little bit in it. But do you see what I'm saying about they got all upset? And what happened with that performance evaluation? Even if it came with a pay raise, it was demotivating because of the way it was structured and the numbers. So I hope that made sense to you guys. I'm going to talk with you a little bit about that. The other thing that comes along with motivation is not just the want to, it's the skill and the knowledge. There's 3 things. 3. I had a boss that used to say, there's 3. Aptitude or skill, knowledge, and effort. I can want to do something, but if I don't have the knowledge and skill, I can't do it. I can want to be a brain surgeon, but I don't have the knowledge, and I certainly don't have the skill to do it. I can want to do something really badly, but if I don't have those other 2 pieces, I can't do it. I can have the knowledge to do something, but if I don't have the initiative or the motivation to do it or the skill, I can't do it. I can have the skill, but don't know I have the skill because I don't have the knowledge to go with it, and I'm not motivated to work on that knowledge and skill. So do you see how the 3 work together? So think about that. Anyway, great conversation on the boards. I'll be popping in again tomorrow, but I wanted to get this posted for you guys, just to let you know that everything's okay, and I hope that you're all doing well. And if you're under a stay-at-home order, please obey the stay-at-home order. We are in a hot spot. We are in a bad, bad situation where I am. It's not as bad directly in Mississippi where I am, but I'm so close to New Orleans. I still feel like I'm in New Orleans, and it's really, really bad. There are no hospital beds to be had anywhere. And so for you guys that work for Jefferson, you understand the stress and the struggle. So I feel for my friends, and I'm motivated to do the right thing because of them. So with that, I'm going to ask you guys to be good, take care, and I will be in touch with you. If you need me for anything, please call me. And I hope you're working on your Unit 4 assignment, your assignment that's due Sunday night, and that you understood what I'm asking for on it. And if you don't, please call me and let me know, and I will be glad to clarify for you. So with that, this is a little longer than I intended. You guys take care, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.